Welcome to week 2. I hope this time you can actually see me on the recording. This is a very improvised environment. I messed up our Airbnb booking. I'm still a homeless person. And yesterday I came back from Melbourne and my new Airbnb is booked from today. So we checked in with a friend who was accommodating me in her guest room where we're going to record week 2, Grow Your Soul Tribe. Little recap of what we did in week 1. I mean, I'm so in love with everything you've shared in the group and how you're on fire and how you're working on your mindset and how you're showing up and how you challenge yourself and how you did all the videos. I totally love that. Now, we've done the whole authenticity is key. Hey, your brand is you with all that you are. You create a following by stepping into your leadership role. Reframe bragging, so the fear of getting seen, and negative reactions and haters, and that's something you might have to go back again and again and again. If you feel like still don't feel very comfortable bragging or with haters, do the mindset work, change your beliefs, go back again and again and again and have a look at, okay, what's still going on there? What do I need to change? What do I still believe that's actually not really serving me here right now? And then we had the hypnosis. I love that so many of you used it and loved it, and some of you fell asleep. Sit somewhere. I can't do hypnosis whilst I'm lying down because yes, it's really easy to fall asleep. I try to sit. It doesn't have to be in this classic meditation seat, but yeah, I think it's helpful to actually sit up to not fall asleep during the hypnosis. Now, this is what we're going to cover this week. Why you have to bring the people that need your solution into your world. Why do we need a tribe? I want people to hang around you and deeply fall in love with your work. And we're going to talk about why you need to be of service to the 5 people that care right now just as much as if it would already be 5,000 people to be able to create the 5,000 people. And then the last thing we're going to cover, and that's going to be a bigger module today, is the Facebook group maximizer, how to build a standout community with thousands of loyal fans. And this is going to cover how to do it when you have a small group, and this is going to cover how you revive a dead group and how you're going to handle if you have a large group. So this is totally a training that you can jump back to later when you have your Facebook group of 5,000 people and you're like, what did Susie say what I should do now? So reuse this training. We are going to do this in this order for a reason. Your tribe is your funnel. Why do we build a tribe? First of all, it doesn't help if we do this whole visibility module first, where I show you how to get in front of thousands of people and thousands of people listen to podcasts and see your post and you get this massive audience, but then you don't have anything in place to actually bring those people into your world, into as some form of funnel, how they can become loyal fans, how they can love you, trust you, follow you, and then actually you can sell something to them. So I've mixed up the order of things. We're going to create some form of funnel for you first, and then when you have this in place, I want to get you in front of those hundreds and thousands of people. I did it completely wrong, so that's why my lesson from this, I got in front of 4,500 people, and I'm going to share this post with you in this training, and I had nothing in place. I was like, oh my God, this is the opportunity of my life, and I can't really use it because I had no email list, I had no Facebook group, I had no nothing to actually guide people to. I just had 400 messages in my inbox from people that said, oh my God, you're amazing, do you have a book or do you have anything that we can follow? And I was like, not really, but I'll come up with something. So this goes back a bit to this leadership mindset as well. You want to be a leader. You're meant to lead, not follow. So you want to build a network of loyal fans who can't wait to hear from you. You really want to have them in your tribe. You want to stay in touch with people who are inspired by you. So if someone likes your post and if someone is like, oh yeah, I love that, this resonates with me so much, then what? How do we get them in so they actually get your future posts? So you want to grab a hold of them to build a long-lasting connection, either via email or in a Facebook group. And I'm going to share with you why one of those two, and why just being a follower on Instagram and why just being a follower on your Facebook page is not as strong. Again, this is a bit of, you need to do what you fall in love with and what you're good at, but I do think every multiple six-figure business owner has both of them. has a Facebook group or an email list. I do know a couple of people that don't have a Facebook group because they've closed it, but I don't know anyone who has a 7-figure business and has no email list. And I get you if you now feel like, email is not my favorite topic. We're going to cover that. I had to change my mindset about email lists as well. So we're talking about funneling people into your world, but what I mean by funnel is actually not this passive income funnel where you send them emails and they buy something without you doing anything actively. But before we're going to look at all those things, I really want you to have something in place where it's clear, this is the first step. They find my content and they like it. Okay, this is the second step. They sign up for my email list or they join my Facebook group. What do we do with all those people? What needs to happen after someone stumbles across you? And how can they get to know you and to trust you? Which are those? This is a classic funnel I'm going to show you in a second. What are the steps from finding you to becoming a client? So the first step of this whole visibility queen is someone sees you in a Facebook group or hears about you on a podcast or reads an article about you and they like it. Something speaks to them. But then what most people don't have in place is the question, okay, then what? Now what? Okay, we hope they like our business page. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I get so many invitations from people that I should like their business page and I just don't. So this is a classic marketing funnel, marketing one-on-one here, yeah? I will only cover that very shortly, but basically the first step is awareness. People need to be aware of you. That is when they see you somewhere, in your Facebook group, on your business page, wherever you show up. But then what's next? And people will need a couple of contacts to then sign up with you. I barely have any clients that see me, get awareness, and then sign up for my $10,000 coaching package. It's usually not happening. There is steps in between. And we're going to create those. So the second step is called consideration. And that is when people are following you, when they're actively staying in touch because they want to see what's next, what you're up to next, what you're offering next, how your life is going, how your business is going, what more value you're actually offering to them. So they want to stick around to get more value. And that is when they then turn into conversions. When you then offer something like a course or a one-time session or a discovery call when they're interested to sign up. You need to create that bridge in between though. And then the steps after buying is loyalty. That is really creating loyal fans that buy from you again and again and again because they got so much value after they bought something from you. And then the last step they have on this one here is advocacy. I don't know. I wanted to look up how to pronounce that. Advocacy, which is really, you can do whatever you want. That's when Ray says, you can sell a course on popcorn making. I'm going to buy it. You need to lead people through this though. So I'm going to share a practical example because it's like a marketing funnel out of school. It's like, okay, how does this apply to Facebook groups and posting in Facebook groups and all the things we're doing here? I'll give you one example. Let's say someone sees a post of mine in a random Facebook group of someone else. I post in someone else's Facebook group to get visible. Now they're curious and they check out my private profile. So what's happened is they see, oh, Susie Käufer posted this, I like it. They check out my profile. So they see this, they see my private profile, that's it. But then on the cover photo, I have a huge pink call to action that says, click here to join my free tribe of location independent biz babes. So if they feel like, oh yeah, that sounds like me, I want to be a location independent biz babe, they can click on this here and whoop, they're in my Facebook group. Because I told them what to do. I gave them the next step. But with this cover photo, there's several ways you could do that, but if someone finds you in a Facebook group, all they will check out is your private profile. They don't get on your business page if you don't link it. They don't get on your email list if you don't tell them. They don't get to your Facebook page if you don't link it in some form. What they see if you show up in another Facebook group is your private profile. Okay, now let's say they're in my Facebook group now after they found that via my cover photo. So they watch a couple of live streams, they see that I show up there daily, they comment, they engage with me, they reply to a couple of posts, and we start building a relationship. They comment, I reply, I say thank you, or I ask them the question, and so on and so on. Now let's say I launch a new course, and they don't buy, because I have not built enough trust and enough connection with them yet to do that. But then they keep watching my trainings, they comment on my live streams, and they get tons of value from being part of my community. And then they sign up for a freebie. Whatever freebie I'm throwing out there in my communities, they get on my email list. And when they're on my email list, ding, 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 it's like a winner. Then I'll send them reminders. Like in Visibility Queen, I did send a 24 hours left. If you still want to join Visibility Queen, now is the last chance until 2020. So if you want this program, you need to sign up now. Otherwise, the doors are going to be closed. And then they sign up for the program. That's an example of how such a funnel can look like, from finding me to becoming a client. And you at some point found me and became a client. So you could actually think through your own journey on how that happened. How did you go from actually finding me and getting to know me to becoming a customer and buying a program from me? And that is the same kind of funnel you need to create for your people. There has to be something between finding you and signing up for your program. There's usually steps happening in between for people in the sales process. And that is the beauty of this, is that this is how you can create a predictable income. If you manage to constantly grow your community, you will be able to reverse engineer your income goal and make income predictable. So let's say 2% of all attendees who sign up for my workshop or a webinar buy a program like Visibility Queen. They say 3 to 5%, but I was like, oh, I'm pessimistic. Let's go with 2% here. So I want to sell 15 spots for Visibility Queen. Basically, I know I need to get 750 people into my workshop to make that happen. Roundabout, okay? This is an average, but then you know what you're working towards. So now I can spend money on Facebook ads or organically grow my tribe, because my goal is now to get 750 people into my workshop. Because then I know if I convert by 2%, I get 15 people into Visibility Queen. Here's another predictable income funnel. This is working for coaches. It does work for other entrepreneurs as well, though. That's the free coaching funnel, how I call it. I've done that at the beginning of my business. I don't do it anymore now because I get so many people who would want to have free coaching with me that I couldn't handle it anymore. But this is how I started creating a predictable income in my coaching business. So let's say your income goal is $10,000 per month. Your highest VIP offer sells at $5,000. This is really simple, but for me, it was a huge aha moment of, oh, okay, that's how I can actually make $10,000 each month. We need 2 clients per month. And if you, in this calculation, already get to a point where you're like, I need 23 clients per month, there's something off with your pricing, because you'll probably not sign 23 clients in 1 month. So this has to be already in a form that you are like, I want $10,000 per month. My highest offer is $5,000, so I need 2 or 3 clients per month. Don't go crazy. If you need 6 clients per month, that's already a lot of hassle to get those people. It still works the same way with the math, but you will have to grow your audience much more within 1 month. So let's say we need 2 clients per month to get you to your income goal. Easy peasy. Which means, depending on how good you convert on discovery calls, that you will probably need to get 6 to 10 people on a discovery call. And again, that's already like a pessimistic calculation. If you get 10 people on a discovery call with you, you will very likely get 2 clients. If not, we need to look at how you run your discovery calls and what's happening there with conversions. Now, based on that, what I did was offering free coaching sessions. So I was doing free coaching sessions, and they were different from a discovery call. They were literally, you get 30 minutes of free coaching with me, no strings attached. And at the end, when people said, oh my God, I love this, tell me more, how can I work with you? Then we were going into discovery call, either by scheduling a new appointment or by literally saying, hey, do you have another 15 or 20 minutes? I'm more than happy to talk you through on how you could actually work with me. But it has to be really clear, this is free coaching, this is a sales conversation, because people don't like to sign up for free coaching and then actually end up in a sales conversation. That's when it turns awkward and they're like, oh my God, what happened? Why am I here? You don't want to create that kind of energy. But I've always done free coaching sessions, and I basically knew if I did 20 free coaching sessions, I got 10 people who wanted to know more. So from 20 coaching sessions, I got 6 to 10 discovery calls. Again, the conversion rate is something that I take an average here. It will depend how much people love the free coaching session with you. But again, based on that, reverse engineering again, I knew I needed to get 200 to 400 new leads per month in my audience. Because if I offered free coaching, around 10% were like, oh yes, I want that. That is very simplified, but it works. So you will need a certain amount of people coming into your audience to then get a certain amount of people signing up for a free session with you, to then get a certain amount of people who are interested in finding more about how to work with you to then get those 2 clients per month. And again, this is not only working for coaches. I've seen that with copywriters, designers, whatever you can throw in for free. My copywriter, and she's a genius. She's working for all the 7-figure entrepreneurs. She, 2 years ago, offered a 10 minutes free copy review. And I was like, well, how much can you achieve in 10 minutes? But I'll take it. So I signed up for her 10 minutes copy review. And all she did was skimming through my sales page and giving me feedback on my copy. And it was brilliant. She showed her excellence in those 10 minutes. That was it. In the end, she asked, like, is there anything more you want from me? And I did not want to hire a copywriter at that point. So I said, thank you so much. That's it for now. But I got a ton of value out of those 10 minutes free review. And then 1.5 years later, when I did want to hire a copywriter, I didn't go through the whole, please apply. I knew someone who's good because she gave me 10 minutes of her time for free. So I went back to that girl and hired her for $2,000 or something for 10 minutes free work. So it works the same way. If she gets on with 20 entrepreneurs for 10 minutes and gives free value for 10 minutes, maybe at that point, that person isn't ready to hire you. But if you give free value, and they will at some point get to the point where they're like, okay, now I want the life coach, now I want the business coach, now I want the copywriter, now I want the web designer, they will remember you. You will have a much deeper relationship already with them than someone who didn't do anything for them for free. Plus, having a community is fun. I mean, this is the most fun part of my business, to be honest. It's so fun to create a soul tribe of like-minded people, and it feels safe, familiar, easy, and natural. You get to have fans watching your live stream, so you don't have to worry so much about like haters and stuff, because you already know people in your community like what you have to say, otherwise they wouldn't be there. And you will have people waiting for your latest live stream, read your post, ask you questions, learn from you. Best thing ever. The more you give, the more you will receive in return. And you will find friends. And you will find clients. This is a very short one. We're going to cover Facebook group in detail today and email list in detail next week. Here's the major difference. A Facebook group has this community factor that email marketing doesn't have. So Facebook group is basically you can connect with other location-independent biz babes and me. People love to come back to an engaged community. They want to engage with other people who have the same problems, who have the same struggles, who have the same dreams, who have the same values, and they will not always see and care what you offer. So not everyone in my Facebook group is there because of me. I'm sure there's plenty of people that just clicked on location-independent biz babes because they want to be a location-independent biz babe, and then they see me talking about 10K months and they feel like, oh my God, what's she doing here? So the fans on your email list are very likely more loyal fans. They're usually on your email list because of you. But me personally, I found it much easier to create the Facebook group than the email list. I now have 13,000 people in my Facebook group, and only, let's not say only, but I have 3,000 people on my email list. So just you have an idea, because some people think I have 20,000 people on my email list, and I don't. And I don't need you. But you can see as well what I love more. You can see where I put more energy in. You can see where I put more value in. And as you can see based on the numbers, what I love most in my business is nurturing my Facebook group. You will see that in the results you're getting. If you currently have an email grid list that's not growing, not going anywhere, it's probably because you're not madly in love with it. Same goes for Facebook group. If it's kind of dying, it's probably because your energy for it is not full of excitement. Now, on your email list, you'll get unsubscribers. But then in your Facebook group, you might have a lot of people that just don't use the group anymore. So 13,000 people sounds nice, but I think there's not actually 13,000 active members in there. There will be a couple of dead contacts in your group that actually never show up, have turned off the notifications, and they're just not leaving. They're just not going through the effort of clicking leave group. So I don't like to use my Facebook group number for conversion calculations. So if you say something like 1% of your people sign up for your program, that doesn't really work with my 13,000 Facebook group. Otherwise, I would have 260 people in my programs. Not yet the case. So for conversion rates, I think email numbers are better, because those are usually fans that want to be there. I unsubscribe from stuff that I don't want to be on. Ideally, you want to grow and nurture both, depending what your ambitions are, but For a six-figure business, I do believe you will need both. And that's especially if you are more a coach, a mentor, a preacher, a teacher, a writer, a speaker than a service provider. I think for a virtual assistant, it's harder to always come up with valuable content on an email list because, well, how much can you share about why you should hire a virtual assistant and those kind of like intense content pieces. So I think it's much, much easier and much more necessary as well for anyone who's really sharing a strong message with the world. I think one of them at least should be really strong to get to six figures in your business easily. I do believe two are awesome, but again, I don't believe in you have to copy my blueprint and that's the one and only way. I'm sure you can build a six-figure business with some form of community, but you will need some form. You can pick your own. What do you want to choose to focus on? And then how does that look like? How much effort do you choose to put into it? How often? And especially when it comes to email marketing, I had to set myself some rules. I mean, like, okay, I'm emailing my list once per week at least. In my Facebook group, for me, it's easy. I show up in my Facebook group all day long. Whenever I have something to say, it's going into my Facebook group. But if you're not intentional with it, that's when it doesn't work. If you have a Facebook group that's not working, it's probably because you're not very intentional with it. If you have an email list that's not working, it's probably because you're not very intentional with it. So I want to show you a letter post. I don't know if everyone knows what a letter post is, but I've used plenty of letter posts to grow my email list. This is a letter post. So basically you say, comment below with your favorite emoji if you want it. Or comment below and say, hell yes, if you want it. We often see those in the groups and we're like, this is so stupid. Why are people asking to comment with an emoji? And what's the whole purpose of this? The purpose of this is this. As soon as someone comments on your post, it goes back on the top of the newsfeed in a Facebook group. So I use this in my own group. I use this in other groups. They're cracking more and more down in the rules, but wherever you can still use it, use letter posts. Say, if you want this, comment here. And you see on this little post that I show here that I got 204 comments from people that said, yes, I want this. That's 204 people for free on my email list, paying $0. Here's another one that I've done super recently, which was for the webinar for Visibility Queen. 100 spots available, live workshop, comment below if you want to join and step up your visibility in 2019. And then 45 people commented. And then what I did, there's two ways you can get back to those people. You can either message them or you can just reply to the comment. And sometimes it gets so crazy that if you have so many comments, Facebook is going to block you if you copy and paste for 50 times, like whatever, here's your link, here's your link, here's your link, and Facebook will block you after 10 or 20 times. You will just have to wait a little bit and then you go back to it. So letter posts do get more and more banned in Facebook groups. I do notice that. They are allowed in my Facebook group if you have a badge, so if you're able to promote. I've even done them without offering a freebie. I've done just, like, it really looks like nonsense, but I've done, if you want me to send you high vibe travel vibes, comment your favorite travel emoji at the bottom. There was nothing. It was a group where only value posts were allowed, but still, as soon as someone comments, the post goes back to the top, more people will see it. That's what you want, that it doesn't disappear in the feed, that it goes back to the top. I think it's getting harder and harder to use these, but wherever it doesn't explicitly say that it's not allowed, I would give it a try. Now, this is something that is very new to me, but it's epic. Because, as you see, I have 13,000 people in my Facebook group, but only 3,000 people in my email list. Group Funnels is a tool where you can actually automatically collect email addresses if someone gives it to you when they join your Facebook group. So what I have now, and this is really brand new, I have this since 2 weeks or something, but it's epic, is I have a question when you join my Facebook group that says, hey, BizBabe, here's a welcome gift opportunity. If you would like to get my free visibility tracker to tick off the weekly tasks for growing your multiple six-figure business, please drop your email here. And I said optional because it's not a must. You don't need to give me your email address to join my Facebook group. And then what you would need to do if you want to do that manually is screenshot it, take that email address, and put it into your email program. Now, what GroupFunnel does is it automates this, which is absolutely brilliant. And I get around I don't know, like 15 to 20 people joining my Facebook group a day, and half of them give me their email address because they want that tracker, which is amazing and which is so helpful to grow my email list just from using the traction in my own Facebook group. Because I get more people joining my Facebook group than actually signing up to my email list. So I use that now to get plenty of free leads on my email list. And I have a link for you. I will share that in the Facebook group where you can have a look around. It's not for free. I don't remember. I think it's $300 or something, but it's an epic tool. So this is for you, not if you're brand new, but if you have a couple of people joining your Facebook group and you would love to actually have them on your email list as well, this is brilliant. Part 2, who do you need to be actually be a tribe leader? So people actually feel like you are the leader, they are in the tribe, and they want to be there. So what I mean by tribe is usually a Facebook group or an email list, which will be your closest tribe members. It can be as well Facebook friends that are like business related, Facebook page followers, Instagram followers, especially those who watch stories. Those are powerful because they are more engaged. They really get back and forth with you. They see what you're doing every single day. But it can be as well your blog readers. That can be your tribe. Your podcast listeners, your YouTube followers. It doesn't really matter. So this is not completely limited to Facebook group and email list. There is people who created a tribe just with a travel blog and they make millions. You have to find your own tribe. The important thing is that you have some form where you know this is your audience. These are the people you're doing what you're doing for. These are the people you want to be of service to. Not everyone else. Who else is out there and judging people? How to build a soul tribe. Now, this is mindset work I've done. If you don't love your audience, and I mean truly love your audience, you won't see them as your tribe. You won't see them as your soul tribe. And you won't have all the patience and compassion you might need. I had times in my Facebook group when it grew and it became bigger and bigger and people were just spamming and abusing my audience to get in front of my people that I felt annoyed. I felt like, oh my God, this is really pissing me off and I don't like that and I don't like that they're using excuses and I don't like blah, 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 blah. You need to understand who's your ideal client and who not. You ignore the other people. I don't worry anymore about people who are like, I don't understand the coaching pyramid theme. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not talking to you. But with your tribe, you need to fall in love with them. You need to be in love with your ideal client. If you're not, change your ideal client. There was a time when I was really overwhelmed with my Facebook group because all I attracted was people who wanted to travel for free, but they did not want to sell their belongings. They were posting spammy posts. They were posting multi-level marketing opportunities and tons of questions and requests that I couldn't handle anymore by myself. That was a point where I got frustrated with my group because it was just so much and I could spend 4 hours a day in my Facebook group just answering questions. Now, that's not their fault, that's my fault and my boundaries on how I showed up. So the first question I want you to ask yourself, and that's in your workbook, is who would you love to guide, to serve, to lead? What characteristics do those people have? I did not want to serve people who want to travel for free, risk nothing, sell nothing, and just have everything for free in their lap. Because I was like, well, that's not going to work. You will have to put some effort in. You have to sell your car and your house and your furniture, and then you can go. And they were like, nah, I don't want to do that. Like, yeah. I did not love those people. So I stepped away from that, and I got really clear on what characteristics do the people have I'm really passionate about. And then how do you envision this community? What rules and boundaries do you need to have in place? Because you are the leader, remember? It's not about the other people. They're not designing your group and your tribe. You have to be the person that designs it. How to fall in love with your people if you're not? Mindset work. Affirm it. Feel it. Mean it. People can feel if you care about them or if you just want to make money out of them. I 100% believe that. Drop non-ideal clients. Drop audience members that you feel annoyed by. If you don't want to talk to, I don't know, newbie entrepreneurs, focus your message on experienced entrepreneurs. If you don't want to talk to people who don't get shit done and don't know how to set goals, drop them. You need to fully focus on the ideal people. Fully focus on serving the ideal dream soulmate client you would love to hang out with privately. But personally, I can't stand negative people. I help people to transform their mindset from negative to positive, but if someone is only bitching and only negative and only everything is horrible and only everything is not working for them, it's like draining my energy. I don't want to work with those people. You need to be clear on that, and then you need to act on that as well. That's how you create it the way you love it. That's how you get rid of people that should not be there or that you don't want to give your energy to. Here's what being a tribe leader means. This is a wonderful summary, actually. This is a very, very valuable chart. Showing up like a leader and community host. You're the boss of this. You're making the rules. You're leading. You're providing the most value. You need to be most visible in the group. If people scroll through your Facebook group, they need to know it's your group. Being the most valuable person to follow. That's how you become a leader. Engaging with your tribe, but boundaries. So at the beginning, I was really engaging with every single person, and I think that's amazing when you're starting out. At some point, I then had to learn, okay, where's the point where I can't engage with every single person for free anymore because it will take me 10 hours a day. Fourth point, creating a platform that fulfills people's needs. What do they want? Do they want to have a community? Do they just want to learn from you? How do you deliver that? And then you want to be generous whilst having great boundaries. Being a leader is a lot about giving value, but at the same time, it's not about giving up on yourself, giving up on your energy. Walking your talk. You go first. You're the leaders. Leaders go first. You can't tell everyone, this is what you should do, and then you wait for everyone to do it. You need to be the living example. You go on top of the line. You go first, and that's when people are like, oh yeah, I love how she does that. This is really inspiring to me. I will do it the same way. Blinders on. Blinders on means full focus on your soul work, not looking left or right what everybody else is doing. I've stopped following competition. I've stopped following peers. I don't care what they're doing because it's distracting me from focusing on my soul work for my soulmate client. Don't focus on what other people do. Don't focus on work that's not for your soulmate client. You need to be so focused on your soul work that this is where all your energy goes. And then the last point I have here is commitment to the responsibility of doing your soul work. This is your job. This is not some, I don't know. You need to take this freaking seriously. This is your responsibility as a leader. It is to show up as a leader, to lead people, to inspire people, to influence people, to help people. This is something, I don't know if you can learn that if you don't feel that. Moment of truth. Where in your life or in your business are you currently not showing up as the badass leader you want to be for your soul tribe? Think boundaries. Where are your boundaries? Not very leadership-like at the moment. Stepping up for yourself. Making bold decisions. Where do you expect your tribe to make bold financial decisions whilst you're like, I'm scared, I don't want to do it. Showing up for your own values. Freedom, like I teach and preach to have a freedom business where you don't work a lot, where you have a balance between joy and fun and free time and business time. I need to walk my talk. It's absolutely out of integrity when I'm sitting in front of my laptop for 12 hours stressing about things. That's not how I want to show up as a leader. Oh, and then there's those life examples. What needs to change to be in full integrity with your leadership identity? And here's 2 private examples out of my life. Phone calls. I hate making phone calls. I don't pick up my phone when someone calls me in Australia. I'm like, I don't know who it is. I don't want to pick it up. And then when they send me a message like, please call back the bank, I've always been the girl that's like, I don't want to call them. Maybe Andy can call them. And blah, blah, blah. Or when we're walking into a restaurant, I really like when Andy walks in first and I just follow. Totally not an integrity of me stepping into a leader position. Of course I can pick up the phone and call a bank. Of course I can walk into a room first. Where else in your life are you currently not showing up like a leader? Where are you more the playing small version of yourself? And where do you need to change that to be in full integrity of your own personality, of how you want to show up and how you want to be perceived by others? And again, my followers don't see when I'm like, I don't want to call back the bank. I'm uncomfortable on the phone. But it is about I don't know, about your identity, of how you show up. You can't pretend to be an online leader, whereas in your private life, you're like, nah, feels uncomfortable, I don't want to do it. You have to really become that person. And once I've changed that in my private life, once I was like, well, I'm going to just fake it till you make it. I'll just walk in this room with confidence, even though everybody's staring at me. I was at a TV table this week, at a poker table where it was like on stage, like with those fancy TV cameras and lights around everyone. And everybody was staring and was wondering who those people are. You need to own this. Or a wonderful other example, I got an Uber Black this morning, and like I got a free upgrade to Uber Black, and I was picked up in a Chrysler limousine, and it dropped me at Melbourne train station. And it looked like I'm a famous person just by the car who dropped me. I basically got out of the limousine with my suitcase and everything. And everybody was staring at me and was wondering, is she famous? Is she like a tennis player or something? You need to own it. I walked out like a famous person and everybody was like, who is she? Where do you need to show up as a leader in your private life so it's actually in integrity of you being a leader online? 3 daily tribe tasks. Now this goes for email list, for Facebook group, for wherever your tribe is. I don't care. This is working for everything. The first task you need to focus on every day is grow your tribe in some form. This is a long game. So 1 follower a day, if that's your goal and you stick to it for 2 years, you will have 700 new followers. Second one, nurture your tribe. Give value, value, value. Third one, ask for the sale and promote yourself. And I'm going to repeat this because this is so important. I would actually want you to plaster that on your walls or get a tattoo or something. Every day, grow your tribe. Every day, nurture your tribe. Value, value, value. And every day, ask for the sale or tell people what exactly you're offering. Promote yourself. I have a sip of water whilst you get a tattoo with that on your arm. And this is something I learned from mentors. Once I had like 20 daily tasks on my list and I was completely overwhelmed and I didn't get everything done because I was like, there's 20 important things. Those are the 3 main things with your tribe. Grow it, nurture it so the people who are there get value, and use it to actually monetize it. Ask for the sale, tell people what you do, offer free coaching, offer a discovery call, whatever it is that needs to be put out there. We're going to go in every of those points. How to grow your tribe. New freebies. This year I'm committed to create like 50 new freebies. I'm not sure if I'm getting there because that's a lot, but having the same freebie for 2 years, people are not going to sign up for it anymore because most people have it already. You have to come up with new valuable freebies all the freaking time. New live trainings and live streams. Announce them. Say, I'm going to go live in my Facebook group on this and this topic. If you want to watch that, join here. Get people on your list again and again. I get people on my lists and then they listen to, like they read 3 emails and then they unsubscribe. Okay, I need them again. So I need to give them a new freebie. They're not going to sign up for the old freebie again. They have that already. So I need to give them a new meditation or audio affirmation or a PDF or a workshop or webinar or whatever it is. So I get them onto my email list again and again. Daily growth activities such as engaging in other Facebook groups, helping people who have questions, inviting people into your freebie. So if it makes sense for someone, tell them about it. I have people asking about hypnosis, and then I tell them that I'm a hypnotherapist and that I do hypnosis for entrepreneurs, and then I give them a link to the hypnosis. Or if someone is asking like about visibility online and how to do it and which Facebook groups to post, I send them to my free visibility training. And if that's in an aligned way and really matches their question, it's great, it's valuable. You don't want to spam everyone like who's there. There's off ways to do that. Thinking of an example. Whenever I mention the word essential oil in my Facebook group, I just need to mention it. I'm not saying anything. I mention essential oil and I get 20 private messages from multi-level marketing people that are selling essential oils and want me to have it their multi-level marketing thingy. And I'm like, yeah, no, I have not been asking for that and I'm not interested. But if your freebie can really help people, give it to those people. Go into other Facebook groups and answer their questions. Help those who really go into Facebook groups and look for help. And just help them first, not just spam. Just help them first. But invite people into your freebie. Set yourself a goal. And again, this is the long run. Like 10 people in my group each day is a goal I have. 3 new people on my email list each day. And if nothing's happening and nobody signed up for my email list today, I know that I have not shared my freebies enough today yet. And I need to go in another Facebook group. Maybe there's a freebie promotion day somewhere where I can share it. It's an active effort. And if you ignore that for 2 or 3 weeks, you will see that it's not growing consistently. Don't pause. This is part of your work. Consistency. You don't have to spend 4 hours a day on this, because if you spend 4 hours a day on all those tasks, you don't get anything else done. But every single day, you need to spend a couple of minutes to grow your tribe. Every single day, you need to spend a couple of minutes to nurture your tribe. And if that, many people ask me, okay, well, I don't know what's valuable to them. I don't know what to do that's actually valuable to my people. Ask them. You don't have to magically work this out. Poll people. Listen to what they ask about. So my market research is scrolling through my own Facebook group and see what people ask, what people struggle with. Read their posts. Get on the phone with them. Interview them. Listen to them. Treat them like a friend. And figure out what would be valuable to them. For me, I had huge surprises by that, because people asked me again and again if I could show my journaling. And I was like, what do you mean? Why is this relevant for anyone what I journal about? But so many people found this valuable to see what I journal on, so they can copy it and find the same journaling prompts and do the same thing. I did not come up with this. I did not wake up one morning and I decided, oh, I'll teach people how to do mindset journaling. Not at all. It was questions that I got again and again from people. So listen to what people ask you. Same for Visibility Queen. When I was starting, I was a life coach. But people asked me, how did you find your first client? How do you find clients in Facebook groups? How do you find clients on Instagram? Why do you have 20,000 followers on Instagram? Well, I can teach that. I can totally give them that. Sometimes what you think your people want and what they really want is not the same thing. That's cool. How can you solve their problem? What problem do they have? And how can you solve it? How can you solve it even for free? What kind of value can you give that actually solves a problem that they're having just by reading your post or your email or watching your video? Share how you made it from A to B. People are craving the how. People are craving how people became successful coaches or successful entrepreneurs, and they don't want to pay $10,000 for the answer. You can give them the answer for free. They will love you even more because they will get so much value out of it. Free trainings. Okay, here's the thing with free trainings. You need to have a minimum of 100 people who are interested in what your training is about. Otherwise, there's something off with the training. Don't spend money on Facebook ads, because if nobody cares about the training for free, you don't need to spend money on it. So come up with ideas, share them in a group, share them in my group, say, hi, I'm thinking of providing a training on XYZ, how I lost 40 kilos in 10 weeks. Are you interested in that? And people will let you know if they're interested in that. Any type of workshop or webinar, I want to have at least feedback of 100 people who are interested in this topic. That can be in other Facebook groups. You don't need to have an audience of 100 people about that. But if you don't get that type of feedback, then it's not yet a burner of value on what people would totally want to sign up for. Free coaching sessions always work. Like if I would do free coaching sessions now, I don't do it anymore, but they would go immediately. Coaching threads. I did a group, like a thread once in my group that was get free mindset journaling prompts. Tell me your biggest mindset struggle and I'm going to give you a mindset journaling prompt. People love my audio files. People love my affirmation audio, my meditation, my hypnosis. So much more valuable than just a PDF or some form of checklist or ebooks. And you want to answer and engage with everyone's posts and questions, build connections, help via direct message, as long as you can. If you have 5,000 people in your Facebook group, we're talking more about boundaries and outsourcing, but at the beginning, everyone who posts something, who did in my Facebook group at the beginning, everyone got a comment from me. I replied to everyone's question. I was there for people. Here are a couple of examples from other people actually that did it in my Facebook group. So Tina May did a Let's Kickstart 2019 with psychic coaching Comment below. People love that. When she does that, people are like, oh yeah, I want to get psychic coaching for free. They love it. There's another one with psychic business coaching. What's your biggest struggle in your business? Our response was one way to shift. People jump on that. Why? Because they're followers. They want to hear what they should do, which is a very interesting thing in itself. This is the one I mentioned. Mindset coaching shred. Get your individual mindset journaling prompt. I've never done this before, but I feel like doing it. Comment below with your current mindset struggle or up-leveling pain, and I'll create an individual journaling task for you so you can work through it. And I got 60 people commenting on that. That's amazing, and people find it valuable. Here, how to get people onto a free coaching session. This is back in the old days, but this is how I did it. So basically, I offered free coaching sessions in my Facebook group. There were still good old times when we were able to offer it in other people's Facebook groups as well. And I did a Canva graphic. I find those questionable now that I'm looking at them today, but that's how I did it these days. And basically got people on free sessions and then gave them tons of value in the free session. And then in the end, if they wanted to know more, I told them how they can work with me. Be the most valuable person. This is a new requirement I have for myself as well. Who do I need to become to be the most valuable person to follow on social media? And that's a tough question because there is, of course, limiting stories coming up immediately that are like, you are not the most valuable person to follow on social media. What do you even think this? But you need to still go through the question and find answers. How often do you create for your audience? How and what do you create for them? How can I provide more value than anyone else in the industry? That's mindset journaling prompts. That will get you massive, massive ideas of how can you stand out there? How can you be the most valuable person to people? What else is part of my job? How can I fully embody what I teach and preach? Why is this part of my daily work? Why is being what you teach something you need to do? Like I teach being, I teach being free and abundant in your business. I can't sit in front of my laptop and stress for 12 hours. It does not work. It's part of my job to live the feelings I give to my clients. And again, when I started with those journaling questions, I drew a blank. I was like, I don't know how to become the most valuable person on social media. But then I was like, okay, if I would knew, what would I do then? Well, I would probably offer more value than actually selling stuff. I would probably show up all the time and not only when I have a program to promote. I would probably offer value to my email list and even my email list, even if I have nothing to promote this week. Because if so many people do that, they are like gone and then they're like, oh, I need money. And then they show up and then you know, ooh, this person is back. I need to have something to sell. You don't want to be that person. I am the visibility queen was my mantra for this launch. This is really, again, stepping into the results you are selling. What emotions are you selling? How can you feel these emotions on a daily basis? What results are you selling? How can you ensure you're getting these results yourself? So if I'm teaching how to feel abundant, how to not freak out if nobody signs up for your launch, I can't sit there and freak out because nobody signs up for my launch. It's not possible. It does not work. Who do your people want to be? What do they see in you? How can you be this version that they want to become? It's your job to embody this. So for this launch, my job was to be the visibility queen. I needed to be visible everywhere. It needed to be fun. It needed to be in great energy. It needed to be from a place of flow. It needed to be super valuable. It needed to be selling every single day 10 times in 10 different platforms. So all the things I teach, I need to do myself. You can't go out there and teach people to do their mindset journaling every day whilst you're not journaling. And you can't tell people that they need to change their beliefs if you're not actually changing your beliefs. And I don't think you can go out there and tell people they need to have a coach, but you don't have a coach. Or whatever it is that you're actually putting out there. If it's making things pretty, if you're offering pretty graphics or pretty websites, you need to have pretty graphics and a pretty website yourself. There's no way to teach and preach something that you are not living yourself. And especially the emotional factor is so important. I see people that sell money mindset, but they hate money and they're struggling with making money. It's not working. It's not in alignment. And I see people that sell make money with ease and it's so fun and fluffy and freedom and I don't know, everything is so easy, but they're stressed out like hell in their business. Now, I'm sometimes stressed out as well, but it is my task and my job to feel the emotions that I'm actually selling my ideal client. So my ideal client doesn't want to feel overwhelmed. They want to feel in control. They want to feel like a leader. They want to feel like things are easy and are actually working. That's what I need to, that's who I need to be. That's who I need to become for people to see this in me. Can you give too much? People ask me all the time if you can give too much, and I don't think you can. I don't think you can give too much in your free content. I tell people my secrets all the time. I tell people what I do to become a six-figure business owner. Be visible, do your mindset work, show up boldly. Do you think they do it? No, because they have the limiting beliefs. They have the limiting stories. They don't know how. They don't have the one-on-one support that they actually need. And yet they join my programs, and yet they fly to Bali with me, and yet they want to work with me one-on-one. My message is the same for everyone. My message that I give you for free, or you in this course, or you as my one-on-one client is very, very similar. But the level of support is different. People want to be around my energy. People want to get on a call with me personally. They don't just want to watch a pre-recorded video. They want to have more support of you. So you're selling different levels of support. Cheap, no personal support. Group program, a little bit of support like in a group coaching call. One-on-one, the most support you can actually get with me, the most time you can get with me, the most energy you can get from me. But you don't need to hold back in your message or in your value for free so you can then give it to your paying clients. I don't believe in that. I think the message is the same, but the level of support people get is a very different one. Selling and promoting every day. Share what you're offering. Otherwise, people can't sign up. And selling is as well, you need to sell people as well to join your email list. Why should they? You can't just say, join my email list. People won't. You need to give them a reason. Why should they join your email list? Sell joining your Facebook group. Why should they? What will they do? What will they get if they do? Sell them to review your podcast if you need podcast reviews. But again, why should they? Just to do you a favor, or is there anything in it for them? People are selfish. Tell them what they will get out of it. Don't just say, I would love if you would review my business page. Yeah, that's great. I would love if you would like my business page. Yeah, that's great. Why should I? And if you manage that, the daily value plus the daily sales, you will create consistent income. If you are the most valuable person to follow on social media, people want to hear about your next offer. It's all you need to do. Provide incredible value, and people can't wait for your next offer. And your clients are within your tribe. If you grow your tribe constantly, and if it's only by one person a day, you will be constantly surrounded by new ideal clients who can't wait to work with you. That's why this is so important. If you build your community from 0 to 300 and then you stop, you will only have the same 300 people in there. And then this will work for this month because there is those 2 clients, and maybe there's another 2 clients for next month. But at some point, everyone who wants to work with you one-on-one will be fished out, and then you need to get new people in. That's how your income can become predictable. No more chasing clients. All you need to do is give, ask for the sale. Give, ask for the sale. Here's your final journaling prompt on that one. What do you need to do more of to be authentic as a leader for your community? And you'll get that one in your workbook, of course. And that can be in your private life, that can be showing up as value, that can be selling every day. And now we're going to do Facebook Group Maximizer, and then we're done for this week. How I built my Facebook group of 13,000 people. Where focus goes, energy flows. People are like, why is it working for Susie but not for me? I created this group because I was literally and honestly craving like-minded women. I wanted to be with people who get me. I did not want to explain my crazy dreams anymore. I did want someone who understands my crazy dreams, my ambitions, and the fears that come with it. So I did not have any money motivation when I started my Facebook group at all. I wanted the community. What I did at the beginning and what I still do these days is I ask for help and advice whenever I need anything. I use my group as my soul tribe of friends when I'm overwhelmed. I tell them that I'm overwhelmed and I ask them what to do. I tell them that I'm freaking out about X, Y, Z, and I ask them what to do. And I always get the most amazing love and replies from my tribe. I've been showing up there every day since October 2016. That helps as well. And I'm pouring my heart into it. I show up always. And that's what makes the difference. So if, like, you can grow whatever you want. You can grow your email list, your YouTube channel. I really don't care, but you need to love it. Otherwise, you will really struggle to motivate yourself for the next 2 years to do it every single day. This goes back to showing up like a leader and your leadership mindset. You go first. You walk the talk. You set the tone of the Facebook group. Don't complain that nobody's showing up. You need to show up first. And you need to show up the most. And once you show up like crazy, people will be willing to show up. It doesn't work the other way around. You want to be the person, you're the leader, remember, to give people clear instructions on what to do. Nobody likes to be in a group where nobody's posting and wants to be the first one then posting something. Tell people what to do. Should they introduce themselves? Should they join a challenge? Should they ask you questions and you will answer them for free? You are the leader, you give the call to action. If your Facebook group is stuck with no engagement, no growth, no one cares about the posts or even sees them because Facebook doesn't show it to them, and people don't post anything, and it's just like a desert, here's what to do to revive it. And I've split that down in different group sizes. So your task, if you have a Facebook group with less than 100 people, is different than what my task and my Facebook priorities are at the moment. If you're starting out and you have a small Facebook group and you have 100 people or less in your group, your main focus is to get more people in, to start engagement. So people actually start sharing something, to make it active. Basically get it from dead to active. So how you show up is how people show up for you. This can be frustrating at the start, but you have to keep showing up with all your love, with all your passion, with all your energy. And the law of attraction works here. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you focus on your Facebook group, if you give all your love to your Facebook group, you will get it back. You go first. You have to show up and love showing up for the 5 people who care, just like there would be 5,000 people. And that's how you create 5,000 people. And most people get that wrong. Most people think as soon as I have 100 people or 1,000 people or 10,000 people who care about what I have to say, I will show up with full force. Those 5,000 people who care about what you have to say are created by you acting as if. Like you're already famous, like people already care what you have to say, like you're already fully booked. You have to do this now already. Now let's say you are between 100 and 1,000 people. Here's the main focus: to boost engagement, to make people come back for more, to make people come back and check in with your Facebook groups. You need to get clear on the do's and don'ts, and you need to get clear on rules. You don't need to worry about that beforehand, but when people start posting and start spamming, you need to design how you want the vibe and the energy to look like. You will probably need a second admin for the group, like a volunteer or your paid virtual assistant who can do it. Keep growing consistently to keep the momentum, and keep showing up consistently so people don't fall off the wagon and have a reason to check in regularly. If there's nothing new in the group, people will not come back, because after they've done that for the second time and they didn't see anything else, they will probably not do it for a third or fourth time. Less than 5,000 people in your Facebook group. That's completely different. So don't worry about that now if you're not there yet, but that will be the time where you will need boundaries, where you will not be able to answer to every single thing by yourself anymore. And I needed to understand that, because everything I grew and I created was by replying to everyone every single time immediately. And then there was one point where I was literally burning out doing that. So, and that's where I implemented promotion days, because I did not want to have like all the days on, like, it was really cluttered basically, because everybody was posting everything. I implemented promo days. I stopped replying to every single person personally, and you need to create the vibe that you want. And that is as well where you really need to get into the stage of how do you monetize your audience, because you will have to spend money on it. You will have to spend money on admins. You will have to spend money on running the group. So you should somehow monetize it as well. Otherwise, it's just costing you a lot of time and money. And again, don't worry about that yet if you're not there. But the energy in my group really shifted when we hit 5,000 members and above. I wasn't able to monitor everything anymore. I wasn't able, like people were editing their content after it was approved. So I approved because there was no promotion, and then people went on edit and entered their links and stuff. It was like, well, I can't keep track of that all the time. And so there's sneaky people doing stuff like that. Things got really spammy. I allowed promotions if people provided value, but then I needed to track, well, who's providing value and how do I measure that, and how do I then make sure that only the people who provide value promote and the others don't. Whew. Setting up post approval if necessary. I didn't like that, but I needed it at some point, that some admin is pre-approving the post because there was just so much crap and so much spam coming through, and you will need to hire more admins. Now, this is where this turns into financial investment. But congratulations. There's different problems when you have a large community like that, but embrace it. And if you're not there yet, don't worry about it. If you constantly grow every single day, you will get there at some point. Here's how to start engagement. Ask for help, not fake help. If you really have a question, ask for help. People love that. When I give people trust me. And again, this is not a very, like I didn't do that in a very calculated way. This is literally when I have a question on yoga, on meditation, on why I can't sleep at night and all those things. I know there's someone in my Facebook group because there's many spiritual people and lots of entrepreneurs that can help me with that. Any time of tool question I have, or like, I don't know, how to do X, Y, that, I ask it in my group because I know there's people there and people love to help me. Ask your market research questions. Ask them stuff. Do they want X or do they want that? Do they find this is valuable or do they find this is valuable? And at the beginning, I love to ask really simple questions. If you have no engagement at all, don't do, what's your biggest pain point in life? What's your deepest fears around money? People won't be super keen to be the first person to jump in to share that publicly in a Facebook group. Keep it super simple. Like, where are you from? What do you do for business? That's how you start engagement, not with the super deep, please share your biggest fears with me, or your income, or what you're struggling with. People are not keen to share that as the first person. If you want vulnerability, you have to be vulnerable first. If you want people to ask for help, you have to ask for help first. Very simple law of attraction rule. Whatever you want, if you want engagement, give engagement. If you want more loving people, spread more love. If you want more people showing up, you need to show up first. Now, the massive advantage of a small Facebook group, if you are like, oh, I don't have 5,000 people and I'm really far away, use this as your advantage. You get to know every single member in your group. This is a gift. I don't have this gift anymore. I don't know every single member of my Facebook group, and I can't. Build super close relationships. Get to know them. Get to love them. Get to understand them. Be there for them. Get on a call with them. Sometimes I just offer random calls to people because we've chatted so much that I already feel like we know each other and I want to speak to them. Focus on the advantage. So highlight the community factor. Be there for people as long as you can at that intensity, and focus more on deep connections and getting people engaged than just having the teaching posts of 3 tips on how to do X, Y, Z. Make sure it's not just a duplicate of your business page. Business page is you post, you post, you post. It's more about you. The community is about the community. Help people to connect with each other there. Here's how you can boost engagement. Challenges with homework. That's when I started. Like, when nobody was posting in my group apart from me, I was starting a challenge, which was it was really cute actually, now that I look at it. The Deluxe Mindset Challenge. And there was homework, so people had to post with #day1. And that's how I started to have the first posts from other people in my group. Live streams. I know you might not want to hear it, but live streams get tons of engagement because people like it, that they can send you hearts and you can see them, or that they can ask you a question and you can answer it immediately, or that they can see that you say their names. Just something like, hi, Hannah, I see you're watching, and people are like, oh, she said my name. That's how you get engagement. That's so much better for engagement than just sharing a post that people read, and maybe they reply, but maybe they don't. Live training series. Really announcing, I'm going to do a 3-day training on X, Y, Z, and the first day is on Monday, and the second day is on Tuesday, and the third day is on Wednesday. Have a super clear call to action as well. Tell them what to do. Introduce yourself and tell us where you're from and what you do. I do that for every new member in my group. And some people do it and some people don't, but they know how to enter the community. They know that they're more than welcome to introduce themselves and tell us what they're doing in their business, which is an amazing platform for them to promote themselves as well. This is an example from Sarah Dan, which I really appreciated, and that's why I wanted to share it with you. Get more people into your group, like this. She shared on her private profile, I'm going live with Susie Käufer and live coaching her on how to strategize and create her 50K launch. Join us. And then she puts in her comments a link of the group. This is where the training happened. So everybody who wanted to know how she's creating a 50K launch was invited to the group. Plus, before that, she gave that away as a prize. So I've done that for Visibility Queen as well. I said, there's one free audit, apply here if you want to win that. And then I gave away the free audit. I had a very happy winner because she won the free audit. And then the audit happened in my Facebook group. So whoever wanted to see the audit for free had to join my Facebook group or check in my Facebook group again. If you want to grow your group, something like this is amazing. Make it easy for people to find the group. This is why I'm sharing my private profile again with this big fat banner that says, click to join my Facebook group. You put into your cover photo whatever you want. If you want to grow your group, put your group. If you want to grow your email list, put a freebie. If you want people to like your Facebook page, put a link to your Facebook page. I don't care, but give them a very, very clear direction on what you want them to do next. Oh, that's another example of what I did. I've created a 3-day challenge. It was free. There was a giveaway. I created a brand new Facebook group just for that because I wanted to see who's active, who's engaging, who wants to participate. So I created a new group just for the challenge, and I got 150 people, I think, in. And that was amazing because there was free content for them, but they had to join the group to do it. So you could do that with your Facebook group. I did it with a new group because I already had a large Facebook group. But that's all I did. Put the link, get people to join, make it free, give people a platform. Here's another couple of tips and tricks to grow. You want to have an engaged group because the amazing thing about an engaged group is that Facebook will recommend it for you. You don't have to do anything. I don't do anything anymore to grow the Location Independent Biz Babes apart from having the banner in my private profile. My group grows on autopilot because there's so many posts and so much engagement that Facebook thinks, must be a good group. I'm going to recommend it to others. Have the Facebook banner on your private profile. Give people a good reason to join. If you have a freebie, give it to people in your Facebook group instead of sending it via email. Link to your group wherever you can. Any thank you page, bottom of your emails, website, everywhere. If you want to grow your Facebook group, have a link to join your Facebook group. Don't add people without asking. I don't know if I need to mention that, but I'll mention it for being complete. People hate that. And don't randomly cold message people and invite them. That's not working very well. I get this all the time. I don't like it. Celebrate milestones. I always made a big thing out of milestones. So 10,000 people in Location Independent Biz Babes, I made a huge giveaway. I asked people who want to collaborate with me, and I gave away free coaching with me. I gave a course of me away. I gave a Mala beads bracelet away from Keely. And I gave the Mindset album away from Kate Scudder, and I got people who are very active in the group to donate something, so they got promoted. So I said, here, you can win this from Kate, and you can win this from this person. I got all the stuff for free. This didn't cost me anything, and I gave it away for people sharing. Now, what did they do there, actually? Did they have to do something? Go sign up now. Oh, yeah, they entered my email list. That was where I was like, okay, I want to get people into my email list. Don't fake this again, but I was honestly excited about 10,000 people. That was from my heart. I was like, oh my God, 10,000 locations, but this is crazy. I want to give stuff away for that. And that's what I did. And that's creating hype. And that's where people are like, oh my God. And they're watching the numbers. And it was 9,998. And everybody was like, oh, we're waiting for the last 2 people. Create some hype and some excitement. Giveaways. First, this left one is literally me having to wrap up things and having too many books. So I was like, well, where could I give my books away? I'll give them away in my Facebook group because I love my Facebook group. So I gave away books in my Facebook group. All people needed to do was comment and tell me which one they want, and I sent it to them. You don't need to give away your books if you don't want to give away your books, but I wanted to give them away anyway. And then instead of giving them somewhere else, I gave them to my community. I did a 2,000 people giveaway. 2,000 Biz Babes. again, that was more, there I asked people to share. And I was like, to participate in the giveaway, share my Facebook group on your private profile. Say something like, this is Suzi's Facebook group. I love it because there's so many location independent biz babes, which got me so much new traction because other people shared the group. And in exchange, they were able to win something. Cash giveaway. I've done that once. I don't know if it worked too well, but it's something you can do. I gave away $500 for people participating in the 5-day Mega Mindset training because I wanted to get as many people signed up as possible because I knew it's epic and I wanted to have as much engagement as possible. I would say this was not as, like, this didn't blow up as much as I expected it to be. So people did react much more on like getting free coaching with me than they actually reacted to winning cash, which was interesting, but means my coaching is more valuable to them. This is a little summary of what you can do for engagement. Live streams, yeah? Live streams. Coaching threads, challenges with homework, really easy questions where people can answer in a second, like post the emoji of your flag where you're from. I get 200 replies on that. Weekly threads. Allowing promotions helps. If you want people to engage, for God's sake, allow them to promote themselves. That's what they are in Facebook groups. At some point, I needed to stop that again because it was getting out of control. But at the beginning, nobody was allowing promotions. And I said, come into my group. Come into Location Independent Biz Babes. Of course, you can promote your business. Give people with a badge some form of benefit. So what I have now in my group is only people with badges are allowed to promote. So people actually try to get the badge. They engage, they post, they share. And once they have the badge, they're able to promote their freebie. Or what I like to do is share a screenshot of the top contributors and they say thank you. So I go into insights of my group, I screenshot the top 10, I say thank you so much for being the top 10 contributors. I really appreciate it. And people love that. People are like, oh, next time I want to be number 1 or next time I want to be in the list. It's so easy, but so fun. Weekly threads. I work on weekly threads. They work very well for me. And it helps me to really have all paid promotions in one thread only and not all over the place. People love to share their offers. So if you give them a platform for that, you see there's 80 comments on the paid offer promo and there's 73 comments on the Freebie Friday. I don't read those personally, to be honest, but it's a platform for people to promote themselves and it's engagement in your group, which Facebook picks up and says, oh, it's a very engaged group. Let me show it to other people. Here's 2 other ones I have. I have Collaboration Monday. Do you want to hire someone? Are you looking to collaborate with someone? This is where people can look for podcasts or for collaboration. People love it. People engage like that, like crazy on those. And then Social Sunday is, again, the easiest weekly thread in the world. It says, hey, it's Sunday. You can share your Instagram below and connect with some other like-minded biz babes. People love that. People love to share their Instagram because they want to get some followers on their Instagram. Those are the easiest things. And again, I've played around a bit with these. I've invented days and then I removed them because nobody cared. And I think we had goal setting Monday, but nobody was really sharing their goals. So I've changed that again. But they work really well for engagement and you don't really have to do much about them. How to revive a dead group. That's the last chart and then we're done. I have a paid group, which is the Mindset Journaling Tribe, and that's a smaller group. It was less than 80 people at that point, and everyone was silent. It was not the engaged community that I was craving and that I wanted. The only person that was posting there was me. So I decided I'm going to give a monthly free coaching session away, drawn between the top engaged members. So the top 3 people that share in this group can win a free coaching session with me. Worked wonders. Suddenly everybody was sharing and caring and engaging because they wanted to win the free coaching session with me. Regular live Q&As and Zoom workshops was another thing I've implemented there to get the engagement back, which is beautiful and works. Accountability partners. So I have a thread now where people can pair up with someone else if they're looking for accountability on getting their stuff done, getting their mindset journaling done. People love that. I don't have to do anything. I'm just posting the thread. People get a partner in the comments if they want to. Wonderful. You go first. You are the leader. You show up first. So whatever you want to create, you need to provide. If you want people who post all day, you need to post all day. If you want engagement, you need to show up and give people an opportunity to engage easily with you. Consistency is the key. don't disappear for weeks. I think that's the only big mistake you can make, and I see many people make it. They're like, first of all, it's not working as fast as they want, and then they give up, and then nothing happens, and then you have this tiny Facebook group with 25 people, and nothing ever happens with it. Or it's people who disappear for a couple of weeks. And then there's this famous, hi, I'm back post, but nobody's there anymore because people don't have the notifications on anymore, or Facebook already decided, well, there's not much engagement going on, so can't be that hot if there's something showing up. Facebook algorithm is a mean thing, but it works. If it's active, the algorithm favors it. If it's not active, the algorithm doesn't like it. Here's your homework. Mindset journaling and the tasks in your workbook. There's plenty of mindset journaling prompts about leadership, how you have to show up as a leader. And I want you to really focus based on those journaling prompts on how you have to become a leader in your day-by-day life. Where are you not showing up as a leader? Where are people dancing on your nose? Where you should actually be the person that says how it gets done. Mapping out your customer funnel. So what are the steps between you being visible and someone finding you to becoming a client? How can this look like? What's in between? How do people get value? How do people get to know you better? How can they get on a free call with you, or whatever there is in between? And making growing your soul tribe a daily priority. Make a decision to grow your tribe by 1 person a day or something, or by 2 people per day, or whatever you can commit to that you can actually take care of every single day. And if you grow your community by 2 people a day, you will be somewhere after a year. You will even be somewhere after 5 weeks, but you have to give it an attention. And then the last thing, listening to your hypnosis audio again. Don't fall asleep. This is what we're going to do next week. Next week, after you've worked out, okay, where are we guiding people? When they find you, we get you in front of the people. So all my go-to strategies for thousands of views, hundreds of likes, going viral, my 3-step system for quality content that feels aligned and authentic, thinking outside the box and get in front of many, many eyes, apart from posting in Facebook groups. There's more out there in the world. So you're no longer your best kept secret. And Instagram week. Instagram can be such a fun way to grow your audience and present your business. So next week we're talking all things Instagram. And that's it. I'll see you for the Q&A session, and I need to find the stop recording button.